Here we go, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Skippy02 here. Right here, we got us a Gen 3 Glock 30 45 auto. We did some work on the well, let me just go ahead and say it. Basically, we did everything to this gun short of throwing parts in it. And right here in this video, I'm going to give you a basic run through and description of what those services and so forth are. You're probably looking at this and clearly you can see that it's not exactly stock, but anywho, here's what we got going on. As I said, Gen 3 Glock 30 45. This pistol was brand new, and the owner brought it to us, said, hey, do me up. That doesn't happen every day, so shout to him. He knows who he is. If he's watching this, thanks. Ballsy move. Appreciate you putting your faith in us here. But back to the gun. Let's get to it. So right off the bat, you can see we've stippled it out. This pattern here is a larger dot that is somewhat overlapping. It's what I refer to as the hail strike pattern. Kind of like the hail that falls from the sky and dents up your house and your roof and your car and everything else. Well, that's what I call it. You and other people may call it something else, but the large dimples that kind of have the texture and feel of a golf ball almost. Maybe that's a better, more applicable name, but whatever. So we did that on all the contact surfaces. You can see your reference and index point up here for your support hand, your palms, the back strap. We didn't go all the way up, and if you've ever shot a handgun specifically or any grip that is stippled high into the webbing of your hand, for example in here, it really begins to suck. So we fade out the simple Glock bars, we leave them there and leave the flat smooth surface just completely factory. That avoids the chafing and the rubbing and the webbing of your hand. Same on the other side, down the side of the grip, and then the front strap. While you're here looking at this, you'll notice that we took out obviously all the factory cubicle, polyoxagon, whatever they call those things, as well as the finger bars. Some people like those, some people don't. We went and took those out, crushed down the grip. You'll see in the back it's now flat, not round or teardropped. Most people refer to this as a grip reduction. I just basically call it a squaring off of the grip. We also added the mag strip notches on both sides. If you have a double feed or some other malfunction, maybe you've got too much dirt and debris inside your pistol, mags can bind and become a real pain in the butt to remove because normally there's no grip service. We cut those notches in there. You can get your big fat paws in there, pinch it like so, and strip it out. Also, relief cut underneath the trigger guard. Get your hand up in there a little higher. And another reference indexing point for your support hand. Now with these subcompact and compact frames, some people with larger hands will actually index their middle finger in there and bring their pointer finger / trigger finger around to the front. That's a personal prerogative, but we go ahead and make that a little larger just for that reason, because your middle finger does tend to be a little fatter, but it works fine if you're using your trigger finger as well underneath there for support. Again, the index reference point on the snout is dimpled and stippled up to match the rest of the gun, thus maintaining the look and giving you those tactile reference points when you're shooting. Rear plate, went ahead and dimpled and stippled it down to make it match as well. We'll go ahead and break the pistol down. All the internals have been polished. I don't know how well this shows on the camera under this light, but cruciform, connector, trigger bar, all polished. The slide surfaces, 4 of them, have been fit to make sure they are the absolute, what's the word? I don't know. The ideal fit, we'll just leave it at that, so that there is no binding and so forth in operation. So we went ahead and did that. Made a few tweaks to the trigger bar right here, and a few tweaks back on the crucifix, and a few tweaks on the factory connector. All these parts are factory OEM. Again, I think I said this before, we did not put any parts into this gun whatsoever. This gun was brand new out of the box. Trigger was popping right at 6.5 pounds on a 5-pull average. Now it's popping at 4.25 pounds. So we do all that. We tweak the insides. And then for the slide on the internals, again, it looks kind of hazy, I'm sure, on camera. That's because of the frog lube. Once we've done all the work, we go ahead, we run it through a spa treatment, which totally degreases, strips, cleans, gets any dust, dirt, imperfections out of the gun. And then we go back and we completely frog lube it. Feed ramps, polished up. Do that. Dehorn the edges around the breech. The striker blocker safety, we bevel the edges of that and polish it up good. Sharpen the edges on your striker and polish it up good, as well as the shaft where it slides in and out of the striker spring, and tweak some of the springs in there. Put this back together. So that's what we do on the inside. And there she is. Four and a quarter pounds. Dippled up, reliefs, undercuts, reference and index points, mag strip points, grip reduction, aka squaring off the grip. And that's the complete package. That's what it looks like. We do some different types of texturing and so forth, not just the hail strike. We do standard stippling, tree bark, the new dragon skin that a lot of people are raving about. We've been practicing with that. We think we pretty much have that down pat. But anyway, this was today's project. Literally a day's worth of work right there, but a labor of love. A labor of love, no doubt. Anyway, there's a few things for the rest of y'all out there who own and love your Glocks to think about and consider. If you're looking to do some upgrades, maybe change it up a little bit so that yours doesn't look like every other Glock pistol out there. Take some of this into consideration. Look around. I'm sure your local gunsmith does it. Maybe you're feeling industrious, do it yourself. None of this stuff is particularly all that hard. I would not recommend starting with a brand new pistol if you've never done anything like this before, but anyway, enough of that. Thanks for watching and taking the time out of your day to check us out. Again, if you have any questions or you're maybe interested in some of this work yourself, hit us up down in the comments below or private message us. We're not hard to get a hold of, and we try to be quick on the spot with replies and so forth. Anyway, take care of yourselves, everybody. Take care of each other, and God bless. Thanks for watching.